Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. We are from group 3. Today we will explain to you about stereotypes and types of stereotypes. Let me introduce my friends. The first is LUSIANA FORTUNATA, the second is HYUNDA Armas, and me Ilma Jannah. This is our topic today. The first is definition of stereotypes, and the second is the kind of stereotypes include nationality stereotypes, racial stereotypes, political stereotypes, gender stereotypes, positive and negative side of stereotypes, and the last is how to deal with stereotypes. Happy watching!
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is LUSIANA FORTUNATA. I will explain about stereotypes. Definition of stereotypes. Stereotypes can be described as a group of beliefs and attitudes towards people who are members of another distinct group. People form pre-established expectations about how members of other groups are likely to behave and what they believe in. Stereotypes provides a quick, simple way of classifying people, particularly those from another culture, but it does not allow for variation and may be positive or negative. Stereotypes are usually harmless when used only as a general guideline, but can be hurtful, dangerous, and racist if they are taken as a whole truth about another group of people. For the example, the caricature illustrates the stereotypical perception of some non-Muslim countries towards some Middle Eastern countries having mustaches and beards. They are always suspected of being extremists and even terrorists.
Okay, the second is nationality stereotypes. Nationality stereotypes are generalizations about different countries that are often used as a form of trolling or flaming. This can be considered as racism and are often spread after a certain event or time that occur in a certain nation or region. If the event or time can easily be mocked, then stereotypes are sure to spread. And the simple definition of nationality stereotypes are stereotypes that are described by country. There are some examples of country with stereotypes. The first is Japan. When we see Japanese people, the stereotypes is a person who work hard worker. Mereka stereotip yang digambarkan untuk orang Jepang adalah mereka sangat bekerja keras, gila kerja, but they do not have a very tall body. Tubuh mereka pendek, mereka bertubuh pendek. The next is Italy. People in Italy are described as short temper, atau mereka sangat mudah marah, and love shopping. The third is China. In the stereotypes that describe the Chinese is there is very talkately or mereka sangat-sangat berisik, and and disrespect with the law. Mereka tidak mematuhi hukum. The next is Ireland. The stereotypes when we see people in Ireland will be described as people who like to drink. As you can see in the picture, drink alcohol, and secondly, have many children. Okay, the next is how about Indonesia, our country? How about Indonesian people? Friendly? Yes, of course. Indonesian people is friendly and mereka sangat-sangat baik dan ramah. But what do you think about this picture? Can you guess by looking at this picture? Yes, has a problem buying on time. Indonesian people have a problem buying on time. Mereka tidak bisa on time, or you can call ngaret or jam karet. The simple example, if when you want to hang out with someone or with your friends and she or he say that on the way, but actually they are still on the bed, they haven't done anything, right? That is a simple example of ngaret. But not all Indonesians cannot be on time. There are friendly people, right? The next is racial stereotypes. What do you think about this text? Muslim is a terrorist. What do you think about this picture? Muslim are terrorists? Do you agree about that? Of course not. Muslim is not a terrorist. Terrorist has no religion, right? The next racial stereotypes is black people are criminals. Padahal tidak semua orang kulit hitam itu adalah kriminalis, adalah jahat. Tetapi biasanya stereotype yang digambarkan oleh black people is criminalis. In the US, racial minorities are linked to the black and Indian people, who are often described as second-class, criminals, and backward. Another stereotype is the depiction of Muslim as terrorists. Memang ada beberapa eksiden yang menunjukkan bahwa umat Muslim melakukan serangan teroris yang bertujuan untuk jihad, padahal mereka sebenarnya adalah membunuh orang lain. Oleh karena hal itu, stereotip yang digambarkan oleh orang-orang menjadi Muslims as terrorists. But as I explained before, that terrorist has no religions. Muslim is not a terrorist. In Indonesia, it is often associated with the Chinese ethnic group as a group that does not have nationalism, is cunning, and justifies any means to achieve their goals. Another stereotype think that the Chinese are lebih kaya than the natives atau pribumi, even though in fact The pribumi also have a lot of wealth. Padahal tidak semua orang yang kaya adalah orang yang Cina. Padahal pribumi orang Indonesia asli juga banyak yang kaya. Tetapi stereotip yang mereka gambarkan di Indonesia adalah orang Cina adalah orang yang kaya.
My name is HYUNDA and I would like to explain about political stereotypes. Characteristics of political stereotypes include a candidate's political party, race, ethnicity, or gender influence voter evaluation. Political stereotyping based on gender and race or ethnicity has received much more attention than have other characteristics such as sexuality, religion, or class. For example, people who stereotype women as being nurturing and in need of protection may be less inclined to vote for a woman running for a leadership position. So, stereotypes in politics can undermine many facets of our behavior and belief, including how we make political decisions. The next is gender stereotypes. A gender stereotype is a widely held belief or generalization about the behaviors and characteristic attributed to women and men. Female are often portrayed as being emotional, caring, and in need of protection. Males are often characterized as being rational, career-driven, and strong. Where do the gender stereotypes come from? Gender stereotypes are complex and originate from local culture and traditions. Children learn about constitutes female and male behavior from their family and friends, the media and institutions including school and religious bodies. The next is about gender role in different culture. Gender identification and relations are important factors in a culture as they are shaped by a culture. Gender roles are shaped through the daily rituals that are lived by families and communities, as well as the workplace or school. For example, on Valentine's Day in Japan, men do not buy women flowers or chocolates. Women are the ones who buy things for men, normally get chocolates. The second example is in Europe, men used to wear stockings, perfume, and silks. In Scotland, men still do wear skirts, they are called kilts. In America today, most people would look upon those people and call them weird because they are dressing like the other gender, and this is typically not looked upon in our society.
The next is gender stereotypes in Islam. So, uh, there are several surah in the Al-Quran about stereotypes. For example, di surah Al-Imran verse 195. So their Lord responded to their prayers and said, "Never will I allow to be lost the work of a worker of you, whether male or female, you are of one another." They therefore who immigrated and were driven out of their homes, and suffered harm in my way, and fought and were killed, assuredly I will cover their evil deeds, and I will most certainly make them enter heavens beneath which the river flows, a reward from Allah, and Allah is with him the best of rewards. Allah does not differentiate between men and women in evaluating their deeds regardless of the quality of these deeds amal perbuatan. If good, will be rewarded with pahala, and if bad, will be rewarded with dosa. In this verse, it is very clear that Allah ultimately does not differentiate between men and women in evaluating the action of their people, right? Allah positions men and women fairly and equally in this verse. There is no difference between men and women in the context of humanity, and this confirms that the position of men and women before Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is the same as servant, chalibs, or leader. Di dalam surat ini tidak ada penjelasan bahwa ada perbedaan antara laki-laki dan perempuan. Laki-laki dan perempuan di mata Allah sama. Ketika mereka melakukan hal buruk akan diganjar dengan dosa, dan ketika mereka melakukan hal baik, mereka akan diganjar oleh pahala.
The next is positive side and negative side of stereotypes. There are several positive sides of stereotypes. The first is to allow people quickly process new information about new event or person. By stereotypes, people will easily to get information about a person or groups. Second, to organize people's past experience. It's meant to know and learn from someone's past experiences. The third, to meaningfully assess differences between individuals and groups. We can understand the differences between people or existing cultures. And the last one is to make predictions about other people's behavior. Through stereotypes, we can predict how a person or group will behave. There are negative sides of stereotypes. Oversimplified generalization. It is easy to generalize that everyone is considered to have the same habits or behavior. Breeding ground for errant generalization, a tool to provide information with negative general understanding that is continuous from ancient times to the future. Serve as a major source of disinformation about others. Its mean can spread misinformation to something or someone, may easily conceal or feed into prejudice, racism, sexism, and other forms of bigotry. It means it is easy to hide or add the racist or fanatical prejudice against something. The last is how to deal with stereotypes. The first, you should trying to know the other side. It means try to see from the other side so you can know the truth from two balanced sides. Second, be wise in understanding stereotypes and not to judge everything as the same. Third, be fair or being fair to all cultures and people and not looking down on others. And last is focus on positive. When you see something in someone that causes you make an automatic assumption about them,
You should take a moment, catch yourself, and always think positive. So you can find something about him or her or group of people that is wonderful.
Okay, thank you for watching our video. If you have question, feel free to ask. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.